Hey everyone, it's time to take a quick look at the fight against Garrosh Hellscream, the last boss in the Siege of Orgrimmar. This is a 3-phase fight. In phase 1, which you can see right now, you fight Garrosh and several types of adds that he regularly summons. The only important ability that Garrosh uses during this phase is Desecrate, which creates a desecrated weapon at the location of a random ranged raid member. As you can see, this creates a large, damaging void zone centered around the weapon which can be attacked and killed. Damaging the weapon reduces the size of the void zone, and when the weapon is killed, the void zone disappears entirely. Garrosh summons 3 types of adds during this phase of the fight. The Warbringers are the least harmful of the adds, and their only ability is a hamstring. The truly problematic adds are the Farseers. These adds spawn more rarely, but each one has a large amount of health and 2 problematic mechanics. Firstly, they have an interruptible chain heal that heals the enemies for a lot of health. Secondly, they have a passive ability that grants them increased casting speed each time they are interrupted. Finally, there are 2 large fiery wheels called Iron Stars located at the ends of the room. Garrosh will regularly summon 2 adds to go to these Iron Stars and attempt to activate them. If an Iron Star is activated, it takes an add about 15 seconds to do so, then it rolls across half of the room, killing any players in its path and dealing high damage to any enemies it touches. The best way to handle these is to always kill one of the 2 adds and allow the other to activate the Iron Star. When the Iron Star passes by the adds, have them knocked back in its path. When Garrosh reaches 10% health, he heals up to full and sends your raid into a transition phase. You are sent up into the realm of Isharj for 1 minute. There are several variations of this realm, but all of them are roughly the same. Your raid must split up into 2 groups, each of which has to handle certain uneventful mobs before meeting up at Garrosh. Until your raid reaches Garrosh and engages him, he will steadily gain energy, which fills up an energy bar that he was previously not using. When your raid starts attacking Garrosh, he stops gaining energy. You have until the 1 minute of transition phase runs out to attack Garrosh, whose only ability here is a lethal frontal cone attack that he spams, which also deals mild damage to players who are not in front of him. At the end of the transition phase, you are sent back down into Garrosh's main room where phase 2 starts. Any damage you do to Garrosh in that transition phase carries over into phase 2. In phase 2, Garrosh has 4 abilities and he also uses his energy resource. He retains his desecrated weapon from phase 1 and also gains a mind control ability, a raid-wide damaging ability, and a tank swap ability. Each of these abilities now has an empowered form, which Garrosh unlocks depending on how much energy he has. The empowered version of the desecrated weapon, for instance, is unlocked when Garrosh reaches 75 energy and causes the weapons to be indestructible. If you are wondering how Garrosh can gain more energy beyond the earlier transition phase, the answer is that throughout phase 2, Garrosh will regularly send your raid into the realm of Isharj. He seems to do this about every 2.5 minutes, and each time you are sent there, Garrosh will again gain energy until you get to him and engage him. Finally, when you bring him to 10% health again, he heals up one more time and phase 3 starts. During this phase, which we do not have footage of, Garrosh uses all 4 abilities from phase 2, but this time he uses them exclusively in their empowered forms. As we get to do this fight on live servers, we will release a proper video and written guide for it. Thanks for watching and remember to subscribe.